The $1 trillion infrastructure package working its way through Congress could help subsidize such work, but it's still unclear whether that will be enough to sustain efforts in the long run. In the 60s, 70s, 80s, when we were cutting lots of trees, that generated reforestation proceeds, said Kasten Dumroese, a plant physiologist and nursery specialist with the Forest Service. That revenue stream has been in decline. In 1988, for example, more than 437,000 acres needed planting on federal forests across the country as a result of often-lucrative timber harvesting, according to Forest Service data. Less than 44,000 acres that year needed reforestation as a result of wildfire. By 2020, the ratio had flipped. Forest Service estimated that more than 1 million acres of the agency's land needed replanting as a result of wildfire, compared to less than 148,000 acres from logging. Even supporters of replanting admit it's not guaranteed to work, especially in Southern California, where forests are small and often precariously perched on modest mountaintops. Gonzales-Kramer says warming temperatures and little rain have made her job harder. Another big fire could quickly wipe out hard-fought gains. When we started, there was talk about climate change, but now we are really in it, and it's not easy, she said. Our fire seasons are longer. Our planting seasons are shorter. Gonzales-Kramer's project will cost more than $13 million over 2 decades, reforesting just 2,500 acres out of roughly 10,000 acres lost. The hope is that those planted trees will eventually reseed the rest of the landscape. Some conservation groups say it's not worth the money. Trying to reforest in rapidly warming eastern San Diego County is a fool's errand, said Rick Halsey, executive director of the California Chaparral Institute. The trees aren't adaptable to the environment that's changing now, he said, so leave it alone and celebrate the chaparral and oak woodland that's coming in to fill the gap. What, are they going to run water lines up there? Gonzales-Kramer said the replanting effort would have likely gone smoother had it started right after the blaze, but such work is uncommon in state parks. The project required several years of environmental review before it could really pick up momentum. Meanwhile, thick walls of ceanothus shrubs sprouted on thousands of burned acres across the park, often reaching over 10 feet tall. Much of her work has required endlessly chopping back and then burning the vegetation to prepare the site for planting. It'll still be decades, nearly a century in some cases, before the trees reach their full height, many over 200 feet tall. Gonzales-Kramer says the effort is worth her time. This is the last remaining sugar pine stand in San Diego County, she said. The project is very meaningful in terms of the legacy we're leaving here for future generations. That means a lot.